Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to Gashi's Kama TV. Yesterday we saw the Interior CS Kipchumba Murkomen accusing Uhuru Kenyatta for what has been happening as far as calling for good governance is concerned. Uhuru Kenyatta has always been asking the youth to fight for their rights, to demand good governance. Uhuru Kenyatta is the former head of state, and he's calling out the youth to demand accountability, good governance, and their rightful shares from the government, and asking the leaders to be accountable has not gone down well with William Samoei Ruto's government. I want you to watch Kipchumba Murkomen here attacking Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta.
Hata wino yenye ulikuwa unasainia decisions kama rais hata haijakauka, lakini suddenly umekuwa very clever na umekuwa malaika haraka. Sasa wewe ndio unatupatia lecture kusema fanyeni maandamano, pigeni serikali. Na jana ulikuwa hapa, hata miguu yenye hata ile penye ulikanyaka ukitoka mlango ya State House haijakauka. Suddenly very clever. This exploitation of our young people is not right. And I want to ask leaders across the political divide. This is not an issue for political gain. This is an issue that we must, all of us, act responsibly. Because the youth bulge is not a question of today. It's been happening. But tomorrow also it's going to be worse. We will have higher numbers. If we don't pull together to jenge factories. Mwana rais ametembea, ameenda kuuza investments za Kenya so that we can get factories, we can get investors bringing money to employ our young people. This is an area that we must, all of us, close ranks, because as a nation, we need to deal with the issues of our young people.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you think Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta has the right to call for good governance? Do you think Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta has the right to ask the youth to demand accountability from William Samoei Ruto's government? Do you agree with what Kipchumba Murkomen is saying? What is your take? Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to give a critical analysis about these utterances by William Samoei Ruto CS. No, Kipchumba Murkomen is the right-hand man of William Samoei Ruto. He's the man who is entrusted with the security docket. So why would he come out guns blazing? Number one, in my view, is because when you look at former heads of state, normally they don't talk much. They don't involve themselves with the politics. This is because of what we call political stability. You know, as a former head of state, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta has networks in the security docket, in the international community, everywhere. And because he can easily influence the youth. Remember, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta has what I would call powers, a lot of influence. Is one of the leaders who are very, very popular after leaving the government. In fact, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is more popular when he is not the president than when he was the president. It is this fear that is actually making the government fear that he could actually talk to the youth. Anaweza kuambia vile ambavyo watafanya na wakajitokeza. In fact, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta one time went ahead and asked his daughter Gina to read from the front. And that was shocking to many people. Many people are not expecting this. Number two is because Uhuru has deep pockets. Uhuru is very rich. The government fears that Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta or the Kenyatta family in particular can use money to influence the youth. And if they decide to use money to influence the youth, then the government would be in hot soup. Then there will be a lot of resistance as far as government policies is concerned. In fact, there is a feeling among the government operatives that the Gen Z are supported by Rigathi Gachagua and Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. There is that feeling. And what happened in June last year, there is a feeling among the government people that the youth did not just come out. Somebody was funding them. So when they hear Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta coming out, then you can understand why Kipchumba Murkomen is talking the way he is talking. Again, it is coming when the government is very, very desperate. When the government is calling everyone, it's actually pleading with Kalonzo to join the unpopular government. They won and they were able to go with Raila Amolo Odinga. Now they want Kalonzo. So this one tells you that the government is desperate. This one tells you serikali inaweza kufanya chochote. You know, desperate times calls for desperate measures. So there's a sense of desperation. There's also a feeling of insecurity. The government is insecure. It doesn't feel comfortable, especially going by the knee-jerk reactions that we have been seeing. If you look at the way the security forces are unleashed to innocent Kenyans, anytime there are demonstrations, people are tear-gassed, live bullets are used, and or whatever, political meetings and rallies are actually suppressed very, very fast. And if this is the case, then I would say that the government should be very, very careful. What the government need to do is to concentrate on service delivery. If they deliver, nobody would actually bother with them. The reason why Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is asking the youth to defend their rights, I think because Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta strongly feels that the government is not delivering as is expected. One may argue that Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta was the president and he did his part and he should have done what he says should be done when he was the president. But truth be told, criticism is something that should be taken very, very positively. When somebody points a weakness, it's not that he hates that person. It's because he wants you to improve. He wants you to do what is expected of you. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you look at what is happening here, I can say it's also about 2027 general elections. Because you see, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta seems to be calling the youth for a certain cause. And if Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, for example, tells the youth to vote against the government in 2027, definitely they are going to hit the call. That is my take, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what you think, but from my angle, I can say what Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is saying is right. However, what I would say is that when there is a conflict between the former head of state and the current administration, I think it is not good for the country. It is not good for the country at all, at all. However, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta has all the rights to express himself. William Samoei Ruto administration has also all the rights to defend the government. Let the people decide, as one Stanley G. Domatiba would tell voters. Let us decide the way forward. Guys, have a blessed Sunday. Bye-bye.